2025. ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ ആന്റണി, നമ്മുടെ ഈ യോഗത്തിന്റെ അധ്യക്ഷയായ സഹോദരി ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി ശ്രീമതി പ്രഭാഷണങ്ങളായി പ്രൊഫസർ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് വാർത്തകളിലെല്ലാം വലിയ ലക്ഷ്യത്തോടുകൂടിയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ എക്സിബിഷൻ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഈ എക്സിബിഷനിൽ വളരെ ശക്തമായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രാതിനിധ്യം നൽകിക്കൊണ്ട് എല്ലാ സ്കൂളുകളും വിവിധ സ്കൂളുകൾ എണ്ണം കുറയുമെന്നൊക്കെ കരുതിയിരുന്നപ്പോഴും അങ്ങനെയല്ല എന്ന് കാണിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എവിടെയാണെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾ താല്പര്യം കാണിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കോട്ടയം സഹോദരിയിലുള്ള വിവിധ സ്കൂളുകളിൽ നിന്ന് ധാരാളം കുട്ടികളുണ്ട്. അവരോടൊപ്പം അധ്യാപകരും വേദികളുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവരെ, തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഇതൊരു കുടുംബ സമ്മേളനം കൂടിയാണ്. സഹോദരിയായിട്ട് ഒരു കുടുംബ സമ്മേളനമാണിത്. ഇവിടെ വിവിധങ്ങളായ മത്സരങ്ങൾ പല സ്കൂളുകളിൽ നടക്കുമ്പോൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് ഈ നിർമ്മല പബ്ലിക് സ്കൂളിലെ സഹോദരിയായിട്ട് ഒരു മത്സരത്തിന് വേദിയാവുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അതിന് സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇങ്ങനൊരു അവസരം ഞങ്ങൾ നിർമ്മല പബ്ലിക് സ്കൂളിനായിട്ട് നൽകിയതിന് സഹോദരിയായിട്ട് എല്ലാവരോടുമുള്ള ഞങ്ങളുടെ നന്ദിയും സ്നേഹവും അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. അറിയിച്ചിരുന്നത് നമ്മുടെ കേന്ദ്രമന്ത്രി സാറാണ്. പക്ഷേ സാറിന് നമ്മുടെ രാഷ്ട്രപതി കോട്ടയത്ത് വരുന്നതുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് ഇന്നലെ അറിയിച്ചതിനാൽ അദ്ദേഹം വരികയില്ല എന്ന് അറിയിച്ചു. നമ്മുടെ ഈ പരിപാടി ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യുന്നത് ശ്രീ ആന്റണി, നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട MP ആണ്. നമ്മുടെ ഈ പ്രദേശത്തിൻ്റെ MP ആണ്. നമ്മുടെ കേന്ദ്ര CBSE എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ കേന്ദ്രമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടാണ് നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഏറെ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ഈ ഉദ്ഘാടന പരിപാടികൾക്കായിട്ട് ലഭിച്ചതിൽ. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ഏറ്റവും സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം ഈ എക്സ്പോ 2025 സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. അന്വേഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന കമലാമാമിനെ ഈ എക്സ്പോ 2025 ഏറ്റവും സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ എക്സ്പോ 2025 ഏറ്റവും സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ PTA പ്രസിഡന്റ് കൃഷ്ണൻ സാറിനെ ഈ എക്സ്പോ 2025 ഏറ്റവും സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. വിവിധ സ്കൂളുകളിൽ നിന്നെത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽസ്, അധ്യാപകർ, രക്ഷിതാക്കൾ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ മത്സരത്തിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാനുള്ള കുട്ടികൾ, വിവിധ പ്രോഗ്രാമുകളിലൂടെ അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്നവർ, ഇതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഒരുക്കങ്ങൾ നടത്തിയവർ എല്ലാവരെയും സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു.
The service of society. He is not only an accomplished politician but also an agriculturist with deep roots in Kerala soil. He has been serving as a member of parliament for Pathanamthitta since 2009, representing the Indian National Congress. He has made remarkable contributions as a member of several prestigious parliamentary committees, including the Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture and the Consultative Committee on Minority Affairs. He has previously served on the Standing Committees on External Affairs, Energy and Government Assurance, actively voicing issues that matter to the people. Elected from the newly apportioned Pathanamthitta district in 2009, invitation to this grand event. With great honor and respect, I invite Sri Andrew Anthony, Honorable MP, for the inaugural address.
Expo Erumely. ഇതിനാദ്യത്തെ വഹിക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നതിനുള്ള അഭിമാനകരമായ പ്രവർത്തനത്തിലാണ് നമ്മുടെ നിർമ്മല പബ്ലിഷ്. മികച്ച ഒരുക്കങ്ങളോടെ ക്രമീകരണം നടത്തിയവരെ പ്രത്യേകം അഭിനന്ദിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മളിന്ന് ജീവിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു ടെക്നോളജിയുടെ യുഗത്തിലാണ്. ശാസ്ത്ര സാങ്കേതിക രംഗത്തുണ്ടാകുന്ന മാറ്റങ്ങളാണ് ലോകത്തിന്റെ ഗതിവിഗതികളെ മാറ്റിമറിക്കുന്നത്. അനുകൂലം വിജ്ഞാനത്തിന്റെ വിസ്ഫോടനങ്ങൾ ലോകത്തെമ്പാടും ഉണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇന്നലെ വരെ ലോകത്തുണ്ടാകുന്ന മാറ്റങ്ങൾ അത് വലിയ ജനകീയ മുന്നേറ്റത്തിലൂടെ ലോകമറിയുന്ന വലിയ ജനകീയ സമരങ്ങളിലൂടെയൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരം, ചൈനീസ് വിപ്ലവം, ഫ്രഞ്ച് വിപ്ലവം, റഷ്യൻ വിപ്ലവം, ഇതൊക്കെ ഓരോ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ലോകത്തെ മാറ്റിമറിച്ച വിപ്ലവമാണ്. ഇതെല്ലാം ഒരു വ്യക്തികളാണ്. ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ മികവ്, അവന്റെ സംഭാവന, അതാണ് ഇന്ന് ആധുനിക ലോകം മാറ്റിവെക്കുന്നത്. അവിടെ ലോകരാഷ്ട്രങ്ങളിൽ മത്സരിക്കുന്നത് തങ്ങളുടെ തലമുറയെ ഏറ്റവും മികച്ച വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ അടിത്തറ നൽകി, വൈജ്ഞാനിക അടിത്തറ നൽകി, നാളത്തെ നേട്ടങ്ങളുടെ മുഴുവൻ നേട്ടങ്ങൾ സ്വായത്തമാക്കി ലോകത്തെ മാറ്റിമറിക്കാനും ലോകത്തിന് നേതൃത്വം നൽകാനും കെട്ടുള്ളവരായി പുതിയ തലമുറയെ മാറ്റുക എന്നുള്ള ശ്രമകരമായ പോരാട്ടമാണെന്ന് ലോകരാഷ്ട്രങ്ങൾ ഏറ്റെടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ആ പോരാട്ടത്തിന്റെ പാതയിലാണ് ഇന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോരുത്തരും മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തെ സയന്റിഫിക് ടെമ്പറിനെ കുറിച്ച് ആദ്യമായി പറഞ്ഞത് ഇന്ത്യയുടെ പ്രഥമ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിയാണ്, രാഷ്ട്രശില്പി ജവഹർലാൽ നെഹ്റു. ഒരു മുട്ടുസൂചി പോലും ഉത്പാദിപ്പിക്കാൻ ശേഷിയില്ലാത്ത ഒരു രാജ്യം, 35 കോടി പട്ടിണിപ്പാവങ്ങളുള്ള ഒരു രാജ്യം, നൂറ്റാണ്ടുകൾ നീണ്ടു നിന്ന വിദേശ അടിമത്തം നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തെ കൊള്ളയടിച്ചപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് അവശേഷിച്ചത് അവിടെയാണ്. അവിടെ നിന്നാണ് ചാരത്തിൽ നിന്ന് കുതിച്ചുയരുന്ന ഫിനിക്സ് പക്ഷിയെ പോലെ ഈ രാജ്യം കുതിച്ചുയർന്നത്. അതിന് നേതൃത്വം കൊടുത്ത പ്രഥമ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിയാണ് ഈ കാഴ്ചപ്പാട് ഈ രാജ്യത്തിന് പകർന്നു നൽകിയത്. ഇന്ന് രാജ്യത്തെ കാണുന്ന എല്ലാ പ്രമുഖങ്ങളായിട്ടുള്ള ശാസ്ത്ര സാങ്കേതിക രംഗത്തെ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും അന്ന് തുടക്കം കുറിച്ചതാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു, നമുക്ക് കൃഷിക്കാർ വേണം, നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ മേഖലയിലും ആളുകളോട് വന്നോളം, നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടത് മികച്ച ശാസ്ത്രജ്ഞന്മാരെയാണ്. മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി ഇന്ദിരാഗാന്ധിയുടെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിലാണ് ആണവോർജ മേഖലയിൽ ഇന്ത്യ ഏറ്റവും മുന്നോട്ട് പോയത്. പണ്ഡിറ്റ് ജവഹർലാൽ നെഹ്റുവിന്റെ കൊച്ചുമകൻ രാജീവ് ഗാന്ധി ഇന്ത്യയുടെ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിയായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു, വരാൻ പോകുന്ന നൂറ്റാണ്ട് 1984 വരാൻ പോകുന്ന നൂറ്റാണ്ട് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിന്റെയും ടെക്നോളജിയുടെയും നൂറ്റാണ്ടാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഈ സയന്റിഫിക് എക്സ്പോ, സഹോദര എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എക്സ്പോ, ഈ എക്സ്പോ നമ്മളെ എല്ലാ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഏറെ പ്രാധാന്യമുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള നിരവധി എക്സ്പോകളിൽ കുട്ടികളുടെ രാഗങ്ങൾ പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന എക്സ്പോകളിൽ പോയിരുന്നു. പുതിയ തലമുറയുടെ കാഴ്ചപ്പാടുകൾ, അവരുടെ ഐക്യവും അവരുടെ ഔന്നത്യം, അതൊക്കെ അത്ഭുതപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്ന പ്രചോദനം കൈത്താങ്ങാണ്.
As we gather here for Samoya Education
are indeed privileged to welcome such an inspiring personality among us today. I most cordially invite Dr. Jisoo Jacob for the keynote address.
ഇൻസ്പിറേഷൻ ഉൾക്കൊണ്ട ശേഷം നന്നായി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുക, ഇന്നോവേഷൻസ് നടത്തുക, സമൂഹത്തിന് ഗുണകരമായിട്ടുള്ളത് ചെയ്യുക. 3 കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ ഇന്നോവേഷന് ഇറക്കാൻ നേരത്തെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. ഒന്ന്, യു മസ്റ്റ് ഹാവ് എൻ ഐഡിയ. ഒരു ഐഡിയയിൽ നിന്നാണ് ഒരു ഇന്നോവേഷൻ തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. നെസസിറ്റി ഈസ് ദ മദർ ഓഫ് ഇൻവെൻഷൻ, ഇത് നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം. അപ്പൊ ഒരു നെസസിറ്റി ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പോൾ ഹൗ യു ക്യാൻ ഓവർകം ദാറ്റ് എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മള് ഒരു ഐഡിയ ഉണ്ടാക്കുക. ഐഡിയ ഉണ്ടായാൽ മാത്രം പോരാ, അത് പ്രാവർത്തികമാക്കണം. മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വർക്ക്, മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വർക്ക്. അതിനുശേഷം അപ്പോൾ ഒരു സാധനം നിലവിൽ വന്നു. പിന്നെ അതിന് ആളുകൾക്ക് ഗുണകരമാണ്, സമൂഹത്തിന് ഗുണകരമാകണമെങ്കിൽ അത് യു ഹാവ് ടു മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ സച്ച് എ മാനർ ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ലൈക്ക് ബൈ പീപ്പിൾ. അപ്പൊ 3 കാര്യങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. ഒന്ന്, ഗെറ്റ് ഇൻസ്പയർഡ്. അതിന്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ ഫോം ആൻ ഐഡിയ. പ്രോബ്ലം കാണുക, ഐഡിയ എടുക്കുക, മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വർക്ക്. ആ ഐഡിയ പ്രാവർത്തികമാക്കുക. അല്ലാണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ കയ്യില് 2 ലക്ഷം രൂപയുണ്ട്, ഒരു പെട്ടിക്കകത്ത് അടച്ചു വെച്ച വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ യൂസ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ്? അത് യു ആർ ഹാവിംഗ് ദി ഐഡിയ, മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വർക്ക്. ഇഫ് യു ഡോണ്ട് മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വർക്ക്, അത് ഒരു പ്രയോജനം, ആർക്കും ഒരു പ്രയോജനമില്ല, നിങ്ങൾക്കും ഇല്ല, നാട്ടുകാർക്കും ഇല്ല.
For your inspiring and enlightening words, you have truly motivated and guided us with new ideas and perspectives, and we are deeply grateful for your presence and valuable time with us today. Music has the power of touching hearts, lifting spirits, and bringing people together. To add a melodious touch to this beautiful occasion, let me invite Master Adikesh A.R. for a musical performance. Very honored to have a distinguished guest with us today. She is the General Secretary of Sahodya and Principal of Aravinda Vidya Mandiram, Pallikithodu. With utmost respect and gratitude, I invite Mrs. Kavita R.C. for the presidential address. Celebration of curiosity, creativity, knowledge, and innovation. The Sahodya movement, true to its name, which means rising together. It embodies the spirit of collaboration and shared progress among the schools. This Expo is surely a shining example for that spirit. A platform for the students to come together to exhibit their imagination, innovation, and curiosity. It is not merely an exhibition of models or charts, it is the reflection of young minds today in this world. Textbooks and classrooms are beyond the education. And I wish all the best to all the participants, and let this mark, this education system is not a journey for or a race for marks. It is a lifelong journey for growth and discovery. Once again, I wish you all the best and let it be a remarkable, memorable one in our lives. To have Reverend Father Verghese Puduparngal, Vicar, Assumption Following Church. He is a guiding light and a source of inspiration who has always motivated young minds towards faith, wisdom, and service. With great respect and gratitude, I invite Reverend Father Verghese Puduparngal for the motivational address.
ഏതോ ഒരു മരത്തിന്റെ ചുവട്ടിൽ എന്തിനെക്കുറിച്ചോ ആലോചിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ തലയിൽ ഒരു ആപ്പിള് വീണെന്നും എന്തുകൊണ്ട് ഈ ആപ്പിള് താഴേക്ക് പോന്നു, അത് മുകളിലേക്ക് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് പോയില്ല എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം ചിന്തിച്ചുമാണ്. ആ ചിന്തയിൽ നിന്നാണ് ഭൂമി ഏതൊരു വസ്തുവിനെയും താഴേക്ക് ആകർഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമെന്നുള്ള ഗുരുത്വാകർഷണ ബലം കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു. അതിനു മുമ്പ് എത്രയോ പേരുടെ തലയിൽ തേങ്ങയും മാങ്ങയും ചക്കയും ഒക്കെ വീണിട്ടുണ്ടാകും. ആപ്പിൾ എത്ര പേരുടെ തലയിൽ വീണ് കാണും. കൂട്ടുകാര് മുകളിലേക്ക് എറിഞ്ഞ എത്ര കല്ല് തലയിൽ വീണിട്ടുണ്ടാകും. പക്ഷെ ആരെങ്കിലും ചിന്തിച്ചോ? അനുഭവം ചിന്തയിലേക്കും, ചിന്തകള് കണ്ടുപിടുത്തങ്ങളിലേക്കും, അറിവിന്റെ മേഖലകളിലേക്കും നമ്മളെ നയിക്കും. ഇന്ന് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു തീരുമാനം എടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് അറിവ് കൂടുതൽ സമ്പാദിക്കണമെന്ന് ആഗ്രഹം പ്രകടിപ്പിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം അവസാനിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഇറങ്ങി വീട്ടുകളിലേക്ക് പോകാൻ ഇടവരട്ടെ എന്ന് ഞാൻ ആശംസിക്കുന്നു, പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും ഓരോ നിമിഷവും ഒന്നിനൊന്നിന് മുകളിലേക്ക് ഉയരട്ടെ എന്ന് ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ടും പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ചുകൊണ്ടും ഈ നല്ല ദിനത്തിനും ഇവിടെ സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ പ്രോഗ്രാമിനും എല്ലാവരുടെ ആശംസകളും ദൈവാനുഗ്രഹങ്ങളും നേർന്നുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്നു. ദൈവം നമ്മളെ സമർത്ഥമായി അനുഗ്രഹിക്കട്ടെ.
The only greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Let me now invite Mr. Lijo Thomas, our staff secretary, for the word of thanks.
A warm good morning to each and everyone. It's my proud privilege to stand before you and propose the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion of Kottayam Sahodaya Educational Exhibition Inspire 2025. First and foremost, I express our heartfelt gratitude to our respected Chief Guest, Sri Anjo Anthony, the Member of Parliament from Pathanamthitta Lok Sabha constituency, for inaugurating this year's educational exhibition and also for gracing this event with his inspired presence and words of encouragement. His valuable message will surely motivate our learners to aim higher and dream bigger. A sincere word of thanks to our Honorable MLA, Advocate Sebastian Kurthandel, for taking time from his valuable busy schedule to join us today. His continued support for educational development is duly appreciated by all. It's indeed a moment of great joy and pride to extend our sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Dr. Jitu Jacob, respected Professor of the Mechanical Engineering Department, Amaljodi Engineering College. Sir, your inspiring words and insightful keynote address have truly motivated our students to think creativity and pursue innovation with passion and dedication. We express our gratitude on behalf of all the audience who assembled here. We are truly thankful to our guest of honor, Reverend Father Varghese Puduparambil, our beloved vicar of Assumption Foreign Church, Erumely, and our spiritual motivator for your constant encouragement, blessings, and words of wisdom. Very respected Reverend Father Varghese Puduparambil, on behalf of each and everyone, we extend our gratitude. A special note of gratitude to all the principals of various CBSE schools from Kottayam district, especially the principal of Nirmala Public School, Erumely, Reverend Sister Merikuti Augustine, and Sahodaya team members who have worked tirelessly to bring this grand exhibition to life. Your teamwork and commitment are the backbone of this success. We also memorize the valuable presence and support of Dr. Kavita R.C., the General Secretary of Kottayam Sahodaya, for presiding over this function and her words of motivation. Dear Madam, on behalf of each and everyone, we extend our sincere gratitude. It's our great pleasure to extend our appreciation to Nirmala Public School Management, teachers, PTA executive members, under the leadership of PTA President Mr. Onnikrishnan CA, for your great hard work and support for the success of this great event. To our teachers who guided the students with patience and passion, and to our parents whose constant support makes every effort worthwhile, we extend our deepest appreciation. Finally, to all the participants, the real stars of this educational exhibition, thank you for your enthusiasm, creativity, and hard work. You have truly made this event vibrant and meaningful. Let's carry forward the spirit of learning, innovation, and togetherness that this educational exhibition has kindled in all of us. Once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, I thank each and every one of you for making this day a great success. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഡ്രില്ലിംഗ് മെഷീനാണ്. ഇപ്പം മിക്സിയുടെ ഈ പാർട്സ് വെച്ചാണ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയേക്കുന്നത്. ഇപ്പം ഇതാണ് അതിന്റെ ഇത് വെച്ച് അത് ഓൺ ചെയ്താല് ഇത് വെച്ച് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കാം. ഇതൊരു പ്ലൈവുഡിന്റെ മേളിലായിട്ടാണ് വെച്ചേക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പം ഇതിങ്ങനെ നന്നായിട്ട് കഴിക്കാനൊക്കെ പറ്റും. നല്ല വർക്കിംഗ് ആണ് ഇത്. മിക്സിയുടെ എല്ലാ പാർട്സും തന്നെ ഇതിനെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇതിന്റെ മെയിൻ ആയിട്ടും ഇതിന്റെ മോട്ടർ അടിച്ചേക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ ഇത് ഓൺ ആക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഇതിന്റെ മെയിൻ കമ്പോണന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മിക്സിയുടെ മോട്ടറാണ്. പിന്നെ ഇതൊരു ഡ്രില്ലിംഗ് മെഷീൻ ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തേക്കുന്നത്. ഈ ഡ്രില്ലിംഗ് മെഷീൻ നമ്മൾ ഒരു പ്ലഗ് പോയിന്റിൽ നിർത്തി അതിനാണ് ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. ഇത്രയാണ് നമ്മൾ നമ്മള് ഈ മിക്സി ഇത് ഓൺ ആക്കുക. പിന്നെ നമ്മള് പ്ലൈവുഡിലോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പൊ അത് കിഴിഞ്ഞ് പോകും. അപ്പം പ്ലൈവുഡിലോട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ
Good morning, judges. Today, our project here is an aerodynamic launching system. Usually, when a rocket is launched, the fuel in it gets burned extensively to produce a thrust on the ground. This is what creates a reaction force, which is what propels the rocket skyward. This is due to Newton's third law of motion, which states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So this fuel continues to burn and continues pushing the rocket towards the sky till it reaches just beyond the Kármán line, which is approximately 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Then the burning engine detach from the rocket and burn out in the air due to the air friction.
Good morning. Imagine standing on the surface of the moon with no air to breathe, no food to eat, no water to drink, and at extreme temperature. This is our model of lunar base that is designed with an idea that Earth might become an uninhabitable place to live because of the human activities like deforestation or population, etc. If Earth becomes unsafe or become uninhabitable, humanity will need a new home, and Moon could be a best place for this. Here we have living domes. These living domes have regularly supplied with oxygen, and oxygen is extracted from the lunar rocks by the process of electrolysis, and water is extracted from the ice present in the polar regions of the moon. And here we have robotic rovers that is used as a satellites, and we have solar panels which uses solar energy and convert it into the electricity and supplies electricity to all the domes. And here we have water tanks which regularly purify this water, so there is no insufficient water. So here we also provided greenhouse so that we can grow crops and so there is no insufficiency of food. So this model shows that how humans can use science and technology to rebuild a life elsewhere. In short, we can say that the lunar base represents a new beginning for humanity. Thank you. Using features at present here. So it uses advanced filtration techniques. And astronauts are provided with special
Humans, we have always been trying to expand our horizons, discover new lands, explore the deep, vast ocean, and now, with the boom of modern technology, we are out into space. We are exploring possibilities of going out into the unknown and perhaps even starting life on other planets. And one of the perfect candidates for this experiment is none other than Mars. So why Mars? I mean, Mars and Earth have a lot of differences. Why do we choose Mars instead of any other planet? One, it's close to Earth, and two, a lot of similarities are found between our planet and Mars. In Mars, we can see polar ice caps, the same on Earth, and we have 24-hour days, with just a little bit of difference, and even seasonal changes caused by axial tilt. And now, I'll show you why this is an optimal design for a concept Mars base. When we speak about the atmospheric composition of Mars, and some of the ice poles were formed as ice caps. Well, one thing we have to understand is that the air pressure in Mars and Earth is widely different. We can measure the air pressure on Earth as one atmospheric unit. That's what we use, right? But on Mars, you have to say that it's 0.01 atmospheric pressure. So what we are going to use is a dome like this. And the reason why we use a clear dome is because it lets in sunlight, but also it's a spherical shape. So the pressure from inside is exerted outwards equally so that no damages or cracks are made easily. And why do we need pressure? We need pressure to regulate our bodily fluids and how they work. So that's something that's really necessary for humans to survive on Mars. Plus, we have some bases. In artistic renders, we see that bases are white. But why did we choose black here? Well, on Mars, the atmosphere is so thin in fact that we can't actually retain heat. So black is less materials to retain heat. So we use black. So we can use other materials which insulate heat. So the basis can be built with geopolymers. How are humans going to live on Mars? Well, we always think that trees are what give us oxygen. But in fact, almost 70% of world's oxygen comes from algae and also plankton in photoplankton in the oceans. So we can use those to create small structures which use algae and photoplankton to release oxygen, and from that we have a starting point. After which we can create a greenhouse type of structure from where we can grow plants within this growth and then expand outwards to the new horizons.
So good morning, judges. And as we say in the project today, our project is basically on regeneration through policies. So basically in our introduction, we're trying to promote sustainable development. As we know, sustainable development means using resources in such a manner that we will save it for future needs and also for ourselves. That is what we're trying to show in this project. We show one side before the policies were introduced and one side after the policies of sustainable development were introduced. In a country like India, where wind and sunlight are abundantly available, we should make use of these resources as they can never be diminished. So, India introduced various policies like solar, windmill, and waste management systems. The journey of solar started in early 20s, but it was launched on 2010 in Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, and it was to promote solar energy and to achieve 100 gigawatts by 2022. But fast forwarding, in 2025, we achieved 227 gigawatts of solar capacities. As a response to as a response to increasing demand on energy and over dependence on fossil fuels and environmental concerns, windmills were introduced in India in, in the 1980s. So now moving on to waste management, as we see here in the side, the policies before it was introduced, we see that even though there are trash cans, people are so irresponsible that they are throwing trash cans everywhere. They're trashing the place, and also we see that the factory spreads smoke, so that will cause air pollution. Not only that, the smoke for the cars will also cause air pollution, and also waste from factories, and also the people dumping the waste. They will throw it in the river bodies. That's why we see a color difference over here. This is because of the polluted water. So that is what we show in the before the policies were introduced. But after the policies were introduced, if we implement things like recycling cans and CNG filled cars, then there will be least amount of waste produced. So air pollution, water pollution can be reduced in such a way. And also, it's not much seen in India, but there are trash trucks over there which collect trash, and huge green bins will be provided in each locality, so that every week, every weekend, the trash can collector would come in and empty the place. So in that way, we can limit the trash cans.
Residential areas നമ്മൾ ഗവൺമെന്റ് ആൻഡ് ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഒരു വീടിന്റെ ഫ്രണ്ടില് 10 പാനൽസ് വെക്കാന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു ആൻഡ് ഗവൺമെന്റ് സബ്സിഡീസ് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടും വി ഹാവ് ടു പേ ലെസ് ആൻഡ് വി ഓൾസോ ഗെറ്റ് ദ ബാങ്ക്.
Good morning, this is our mathematics skill model. This so there was this small town in Russia back in the 18th century. It was called Kongsberg. One day the people there wondered if there were 7 bridges. There were 2 islands and between 2 mainlands, and there were 7 bridges connecting them. So the people living there wondered if they could walk on each bridge once and end up back at their starting point. So these islands were spread across many acres. So it was very difficult for them to walk on every bridge. They couldn't do it. So a mathematician called Leonhard Euler came up with a graph. In the graph, he labeled the islands as the bridges as edges and the islands as vertices. And from it, it was very easy for him to figure out the solution. Eventually, he came up with the solution that it was not possible. If you start here, you couldn't walk on every bridge once and end up here itself. The reason for that is we will label this as A, B, C, D. So island A has 1, 2, 5 edges. We call the bridges edges. Island B has 1, 2, 3. Island C has 1, 2, 3. This one also has 3. Through here, there was a bridge here to combine. Through here, here, and here came the from the same island. If there were one bridge here and another bridge here.
तो आज यहाँ पर क्षेत्र के अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यापार में कहने वाले उनके लोगों मकान घर और लोग कार्यों में अंतर होता है। शहर बहुत व्यस्त है और गांव का व्यवस्था नहीं होता। शहर में गांव में छोटे छोटे उनके बीच में बहुत बड़े अंतर है। ये है कि गांव के लोग एक परिवार जैसे रहते हैं और शहर के लोग एक दूसरों से बात ही नहीं करता। इसका कारण ये है कि उनको समय नहीं मिलता, क्योंकि वो लोग डॉक्टर इंजीनियरिंग जैसे कामों में बहुत काम करते हैं और गांव के लोग खेत किसान जैसे काम करता है। शहर लोगों के पास सभी आधुनिक संविधान है, गांव लोगों के पास पुराने संविधान होते हैं। So the materials that we have used for making these things are wood, pasteboard, clay,
stones and color papers. So basically, what we have been trying to say is the difference between a village and city. So as you can see, there are not people. We can't see any people over here because they are so busy in their works, and due to their work pressure, we can't just see people talking to each other. But in the same time, in a village, we can see people talking to their neighbors and they are spreading their happiness. So we get the family expressing their love to each other. So we can see the difference between a house in a in a city and a home in a village. The materials that are used are modern things, while in the village they have used all the old technologies, stones and
Good morning. Our model is Mathematical Melodies. It's titled Unlocking the Legacy of Pingala. See, today, me and my team here today are going to present to you a story. A story long forgotten, abandoned, and eventually rediscovered. A legacy of mathematics in music. The legacy of Sri Acharya Pingala. See, Pingala was an ancient Indian scholar who lived in 200 BC. He worked on the way of rhythms in music. His work led him to explore combinatorics, a concept in mathematics, and it eventually led him to discover many groundbreaking discoveries in that field. All this work is contained in a book of Pingala called the Chanda Shastra. Today, we say 3 points in the Chanda Shastra, three mathematical concepts that are very important in the modern world. But for some reason, Pingla is not recognized for it. The three topics are binary system, Pascal's triangle, and Matramir. I'm going to hand it off to my teammate here to explain the binary system.
The language of binary drives the entire modern world. Without it, the idea of modernity is completely abolished. Binary numbers use 1, also known as on, and 0, known as off, to relay its messages to the people. And Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz was credited for the discovery of binary system in the year 1703. Whereas Pingala, instead of using zeros and ones, used ones and twos. He used ones to signify the shorter syllables, known as the laghas, and two as to represent the longer syllables, known as the gurus. And let's learn and discover how Pingala used these in his works. And I hand it over to my teammate.
Pascal's triangle. Pascal triangle is a triangular arrangement of numbers in such a way that each number is the sum of two above. So, it is introduced by, credited to be discovered by Blaise Pascal in 1654. So, it is when we actually expand a plus b whole raised to n, we will get some numbers. The coefficients of that numbers is what actually the Pascal's triangle will make. For an example, a plus b whole square. This a square plus 2ab plus b square. The coefficients are 1, 2, 1. A plus b whole cube. A cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So that the coefficients are 1, 3, 3, 1. And then and this is what actually the Pascal triangle is. The Pingala, he is a musician actually. He used his short and long notes, which are Legu and Guru respectively, to arrange this triangular form. He named it as Meruprasthara, or the combination of the triangle of combinations. While he do it, he will get the similar structure and the same structure, the similar structure like this, while he arranges it, and the same as the Pascal's triangle. The series and the explanations related to the series would be
I'll hand over it to my teammate.
The Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is a number pattern where each term is the sum of the two preceding terms. It was discovered by Leonardo of Pisa in 1202. Or Leonardo of Pisa is also known as Fibonacci, and he stated this in his famous book Liber Abaci. See, Pingala discovered this Fibonacci sequence 1400 years before Leonardo of Pisa or Fibonacci, but never got credit for it. In his book Chanda Shastra, Matrameru is the crown jewel of concepts. He explained his work through Matrameru. He found the pattern to be Matrameru. Let me explain further using this model right here. In the left hand side, you can see the length of the tune. This is the length of the tune, and this is the number of ways you can arrange the length of the tune. So, if you take 1 and you can only use Lagu and Guru to signify a length, then you can signify 1 in one way. But if you take 2, you can signify the length 2 using 2 ways. Either using the Guru, which stands for 2 here, or using 2 Lagus, which right here. Or if you want to express 3, you can either express it using 1 Guru and 1 Lagu, or 3 Lagus, or 1 Lagu and 1 Guru. Now, if you take 4, the same thing applies. And when you see a pattern here, the first one has 1 arrangement. The second has 2 arrangements. The third has 3 arrangements. But the fourth one does not follow the same pattern, and it has 5 arrangements. See, when you explore further, you understand that these number of ways are expressed 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8. This is the exact function of Fibonacci sequence. The function of the Fibonacci sequence is represented f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2, which is exactly what you see here. You observe that the sum of the connecting numbers in the diagonals form Matrameru's number or Fibonacci numbers. We call them Fibonacci numbers in the model. So if you take this here, this is 1. This is also 1. In the modern world, the Fibonacci sequence is represented, the starting digits are 0 and 1. But here we see the digits as 1 and 2 because in the binary system he started with 1 and 2, and so we can't go further behind. Right? So in the Fibonacci sequence, we start with 0 and then 1 and then 1 again. 0 plus 1, 1, 1, and then 1 plus 1, 2, and then 2 plus 1, 3, as you can see here, and then 2 plus 3, 5, 1, 3, 1, 5, and then 3 plus 5, 8, 1, 1, 4, 3, 1, which is also 8. That is the relation between Matrameru and Meru Prasad. Every story needs a moral. And what I want you to be left with is this moral. Let us not look at European scientists before we look at us. We should be proud of who we are, just like our forefathers would be. And we should make them proud, because just as Europeans have scientists, we also have scientists. Just that they're oversaturated. They're saturated out because our scientists did not write in English, but in vernacular languages like Malayalam, Sanskrit, and Hindi. That's it. Thank you.
Management of waste produced by houses. So, decomposing is the process of converting inorganic complex substances into useful organic similar substances, also known as composting. It involves 5 main steps.
First step included in decomposition is fragmentation.
So in fragmentation, the organisms that fermented and decaying are let it out in the second tank here, which converts the complex substance into simple substances. Second step is leaching. It is the removal of water soluble content from the decomposing of matter into unavailable salt form. Third step is catabolism,
where bacteria and fungi use enzymes to break waste materials into inorganic substances. The fourth step is humification, where a dark colloidal substance called humus is formed by the partially decomposed organic matter. It is rich in nutrients.
And lastly, the final step included is mineralization, where the nutrients and water, carbon dioxide, and other essential minerals are given to the compost, so that in a simpler way, so that the plants can reuse it and it will be easy for the plants. And in this, we show a mechanism like it is a pipeline thing. Like we aim for a clean society and a prevention of diseases through this project. So in this, as you can see, there is a trash can available in every houses in front, and there is a pipeline attached in the bottom of every trash cans, which will take the the waste which is there in the trash can. The mechanism is like it is AI rated thing. Like we aim this in a near future. So like when we put the waste inside the trash can, after a period of time, it will automatically let down the waste into the pipeline. The pipeline is having a elevator like mechanism which will take this all these waste in the first tank, which where the normal removal of metals and plastics are happening for the more and easy breaking down of the compost. And again, we have having water jet inside each tank, which will clean tank and even the pipes, which will clean the tanks and pipes after a regular cycle, which will maintain the cleanliness inside the tanks and pipes. And more further, we are like aiming this project as a benefit for both the company and the household. As in the future technology, we all can imagine we are not seeing a field something because everything will be congested and buildings will be more in the society, and it will fully IT technology. So the composition of the food material is really harmful, and if we will let down in the road streets, it will cause diseases and like so harmful for the humans itself. So this is for that. And the company is having a benefit like we will collect a particular amount of money from each and every houses, which will profit for the company to give money for the employees and for the other related things of the pipelines, jets, the tanks, and all other things. The electricity is done by the solar panel, so that is there. And in return to the houses, we give the manure which they can use in their own ways. So at first, before this, we will give them a form which will they will write how much waste they will like produce in 1 month, how much manure they want, and accordingly we will assign them this much amount of money they have to give. So that's all, and this is our project.
That is, I am Abhijit. Today we are presenting our project on eco-friendly transportation. As we know, transportation plays a major role in our day-to-day life. It helps us to move people's goods and ideas from one place to another. But at the same time, the vehicles use petrol and diesel, which cause pollution and global warming. So we decided to make a project so how we can travel in a greener way.
So as we can see here, this is our project. It is a modern eco city which consists of commercial buildings, residential buildings, and some green places. And here is our big solar electric charging station, and it consists of solar panels which is attached to the roof of the station, and the electric vehicles can be charged using the solar panel.
In the project, the main part is our for big charging station. It's made up of solar panels. The solar panels are made up of solar cells, and the solar cells are it's a type of material. They are produced from the silicon. Uh, The solar cells will absorb the sunlight through the electrons, and they will store as a DC current. The DC current means direct current. Then with the help of an inverter, it changes the AC current, alternating current. Then we can use the normal electricity. The benefits of our project is reduces pollution, air pollution and noise pollution, saves natural resources like petrol and diesel, creates a better and safer future for next generation, lower carbon emissions.
So as we know that transportation is a basic problem which causes the pollution, and so we have some green prices which is useful for reducing the pollution and promoting more clean and healthier environment. So our aim is to promote adopting sustainable and eco-friendly environmental mode of transportation. So if more cities adopt this mode of transportation, we can have a healthy and sustainable mode of transportation in the future generation. Thank you.
This is a smart city with sustainable resources, and this is a hospital working with this windmill power. Then this is a satellite a solar farm with working with the garage is working with the solar farm. Then we charge these electric vehicles. This then the solar power is this wind power is used for very useful for this hospital when there is a power cut is happening.
So we like to present our so before I start to explain about the project, I would like to say some small story. So this story takes place in February 1st, 2003. About people so interested in space, just watching the Columbia impact the atmosphere of Earth after its 16 days of mission. So it welcomed Columbia Prime Minister in his eyes and said, "Welcome home, Columbia." And the whole thing dissipated in front of him, and it was like the daytime star in front of him. It was so beautiful, but the jealous had been so fast. So now I'll explain the project. So this is a space shuttle Columbia. So this is orbital, external tank, and rocket boosters. The green part is orbital. It is like the heart of the space shuttle. So orbital is where the crew members sit. It's a machine that is used to transport fuels in space. So this is the garage, and this is the docking system. This connects the space shuttle to ISS, and this is the payload. The payload is where the cargo is carried to space, and one of the space shuttles was used to launch the Hubble telescope into the space, and it is divided into three main parts. This is the forward fuselage, the mid fuselage, and the aft fuselage. The aft fuselage is where the engines are present, and this is the engine. This is the main engine of space shuttle, and it's called the RS-25. It's mainly based on the principle of space evolution cycle, and it's a cryogenic engine. It uses liquid hydrogen as fuel and liquid oxygen as dispenser, and now we are going to explain the external tank. This is the external tank, so it includes liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. They both combine together to form high impulse that so high amount of energy or impulse is produced. So from a small amount of fuel, it helps that makes it duty of evidence, and they are machines and reusable. So SRT is reusable for another missions. And then the space shuttle and orbiter itself and is along on their own. And when they reach the karma line, just below the karma line, the itself and detach from it and burn the atmosphere. And the orbital maneuvering system, that is this, give the final thrust and push it into the orbit. And it orbit around the Earth at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. So the second part is orbiting around Earth, and it deals their main duties and experiments on Earth, and study more about microgravity and treatment of cancers and solar cells. And the third final part is landing, and this is where I assume the story that I started. The story was about Columbia. Columbia is the space shuttle that Kalpana Chawla traveled in her last mission, and this indicated because of foam that was present in the external tank break off during the launch. And the scientists and engineers saw that during the launch, but they didn't see that as threatening as it should be. And this shows how much there is more carelessness of ours can cause. And all the 72 members were also in that mission. And we chose this project because we wanted to see how this mission that has 93.3% success rate actually failed. And it was because of the carelessness, it was a fatal consequence because they didn't really calculate all the process that was happening there. Be careful, the mission should have been aborted and all 7 crew members should be lost. I didn't
Action takes place, are taking place or take place later, or that have already happened. So tenses are got subdivisions. So finally tenses are categorized.
Good morning, sir and ma'am. So this is our model, and our topic is converting plastic waste to hydrogen fuel, because plastic waste is a huge environmental problem that we are dealing with today. So by converting plastic waste to a hydrogen fuel, we get to solve the main two issues, which is waste management and clean energy production. So first, what we do is that we put the plastic waste inside the sorter, and usually, although all types of plastics are being used, we mainly use high density plastics for more yield. So we add the plastic inside the sorter, and what it does is that it cleans the impurities or dirt present in the plastic waste. And once the sorting has been done, the plastic waste goes to the reactor here, which is known as the autogenic pyrolysis chamber. And the process inside this chamber is called pyrolysis, which is basically the thermal cracking of materials at a high temperature. And this reaction takes place in the absence of oxygen. And in order to put some air inside the chamber, a vacuum pump has been put. So the vacuum has been traveled through the valve and then to the chamber. And it's an automatic reaction, and once that takes place, the plastic gets break down into smaller molecules, also known as char, which is a solid carbon residue. And once the char has been formed, it enters the container here, and then from the container it goes to the other chamber, which is bed steam gasifier. And along with the char, there's a boil fitted underneath the char, and the steam from the boil also enters to the chamber. And after that, once both the substances have entered the chamber, gasification happens, and that reaction actually has nickel as a catalyst, and so naturally present in the chamber. And once that gasification has took place, methane and hydrogen has been formed. And Now what we do is that we separate both the gases, which is basically cryogenic distillation, the separation of two gases. So what happens is the methane gets passed to the methane cylinder right here, and the hydrogen gets separated to the hydrogen cylinder. Although hydrogen is an eco-friendly gas, it is inflammable, so it's not safe to store it for a long time. So the hydrogen gets passed to the fuel cell, which and the hydrogen in the fuel cell can be it will be produced as energy or water vapor, and that energy can also be used as electrical energy, and this methane is later converted to hydrogen just in case of a necessity, because hydrogen is risky and inflammable. So although methane is a greenhouse gas, it does once if you convert it, it only produces hydrogen, which is an eco-friendly gas. Or another alternative way to produce methane hydrogen is converting the methane to ammonia, and then ammonia it will be converted to hydrogen. And although the same it has different names, the same process has been happening here in the methane cylinder and the pyrolysis chamber. And these are a few examples that of hydrogen fuel being used in real life. This is a hydrogen powered tractor where it has an AI for sensing obstacles or humans around it, and it can work continuously for half a day. Uh, Continuously for half a day. This was first invented in Japan, and these are other hydrogen powered sensors. For this, uh, in this train and other vehicles, mostly petrol and other types of fuel are used, but here we use hydrogen gas because it is eco-friendly and it has no carbon substances. So, since it's been filled with the hydrogen fuel, there will be no carbon emissions, and that will be eco-friendly for the nature, so it's no harm. And actually, this project was first introduced by Dr. Vishnu Prasad, who is St. Gitt's professor. And actually, the reason why we chose this project is that it's an efficient way of maintaining sustainability, and by coming up with this project, we get to protect our nature, and we get to avoid plastic pollution and the shortage of fuel. Thank you. Madam. Here we are presenting our skill model, eco-friendly transportation and communication. This model shows how eco-friendly transportation and communication helps and protecting our environment. In the transport part, you can see cars, trains, and roads. The train represented metro services that carry many people at once and saves fuels and reduces air pollution. Then the boat represented water transport, which can be used as clean fuel. In this communication part, we have mobile tower, communication tower, satellite, and lighthouse. This can show us how we send messages and information, uh, informations through modern technology. Modern technology can reduce the need of paper and travel while reducing the environment. The factory is the recycling factory. Plastics are converted into useful things. In short, our modern